What's up? Facebook Live. Warren Freeman here with Warren's Vlog, episode 45. No Mercy last night. Man. It was two really awesome matches last night. And the rest was just filler. I mean, yes, that's Chris Benoit's theme in the background, by the way. Let's just start. I'm just gonna go through it. I was really not impressed with the show. It did get a high rating. Matches that were great, I gave them big ratings, and that helped the average. He had a couple of threes in there as well. So let's go with Swagger and Corbin. I'm not gonna do these in the order of the show. I'm gonna do them in the order I wrote them down. Swagger and Corbin. What up, Joe? In my last video, I know, right? In my last video that I did, this was the prediction. I talked about how I was happy with what Corbin did on SmackDown as far as the selling, and as far as him selling the ankle and him selling the injury or the tap out or whatever. I really liked the match on SmackDown. I like how that's set up, and I thought that would be 0.8 out of 5. It was what it needed to be. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was just kind of a match. Roman Reigns joke there. 2.8 for that. Nikki and Carmella. I was right on my predictions with Corbin, so Corbin did win that. Poke to the eyes in the days. He's a heel. He did a heel tactic. Fuck it. I predicted Nikki, and Nikki won with, still, in my opinion, one of the sloppiest TKOs I've ever seen. But nonetheless, she won. That was what it needed to be. That was a little bit more competitive, I thought, than the other Divas match with that, which that got a 3. I gave that a 3, so I'll just knock that out of the way. But I'll talk about the other Divas match later when I get to it, because Becky Lynch did not wrestle, and I'll explain why when I get to that match. Nikki and Carmella was really good. I like Carmella's gimmick. It's starting to grow on me a little bit. Not a lot, but just a little bit. But I did predict Nikki to win, which she did need that win. So, because Nikki pretty much been getting her ass kicked since SummerSlam, or the SmackDown after SummerSlam when Carmella turned heel, which, again, like in my last video, I really think Carmella heel, there's not much of a difference. She still moonwalks. She still does the same shit she did when she was a face. She's just annoying, and now she knows she's annoying. And maybe that's the only change. But so Nikki Carmella got a 3.2 out of 5. I thought it was very competitive. Orton Wyatt got a 2.5, but that was the main event. And I'm going to go match that should have been main event last, because it should have been fucking last. But I'm going to save that rant to the end of the video. See, I'm building up. I'm building up to my massive Warren. Let me get there. But Miz and Dolph Ziggler was the best match of the night. So emotional. Seeing Dolph get that win. They told getting to No Mercy was just perfect. The only thing last night I could have done without is the lost members of the Spirit Squad. I could have done without that. It lead to, the distraction of the referee throwing the I think Kenny Dykstra, and I don't even remember who the other guy is, but 2 members of the Spirit Squad and Maurice, the referee throwing them out of ringside. That in itself was great storytelling. In this match, they did everything that Miz had done prior to retaining the title, as far as all the cheating. They went to the hairspray, the interference from Maurice, and then the Spirit Squad was an added interference. But seeing Dolph overcome all of that and win the title was a great feel good moment that I think the fans really needed, and I was just elated to see it. And the reason why I gave that a 4.5 was because even though we got the feel good feeling, it was an awesome match to back it. as well. Like I said, if you take out the Spirit Squad interference, that match I probably would have gave that higher. Um, you know, it's hard for me to give out a 5, and I think I've explained this in prior videos. The only 5 I've ever given out, and the event that I gave the 5 for, the match was Triple H versus The Undertaker at Hell in a Cell WrestleMania 28, and I gave that a 5. I didn't do a video for it, but I actually will do a video for that. I did a written review and one of those Facebook notes that used to be a thing like 5 years ago. I did a Facebook note for it, and if I can find the Facebook note, I'll probably just do the video for WrestleMania 28 and just do it off of that note, basically, so I don't even have to watch the show. Which I'll probably watch the show anyway, but I'm gonna look for that note. But anyway, I gave it a 4.5. And without the interference, I probably would have gave it a little bit higher, but I just gave it a 4.5 because of the interference. Rhino and Slater and all of his kids in this corner. Well, in spirit, I guess. All 13 of them. Versus the Usos. I picked the Usos to win. And I was like, I don't know. I thought with Rhino's election thing, I thought that he would go away and do that. Or focus more on that since elections are coming up. But I guess he's going to hold the title maybe they'll lose the titles tomorrow on SmackDown. I'm really thinking that they're going to drop those titles soon so that Rhino can focus on his elections or whatever office he's running for. But however, if him holding that title is going to help him get votes, maybe he'll hold it until after November and then lose it at whatever the SmackDown pay-per-view is in December, which I'm thinking it's TLC. Pretty sure that's SmackDown. Because I know Roadblock. It's either Roadblock and TLC are the December pay-per-views. And I'm planning on going to Roadblock. So you'll definitely be getting a video for that. I might do it on the ride home. Just because. I don't know. But, yeah. Slater, Rhino, and Usos, that got a 3. It was nothing special, but it wasn't bad. It was a passable match, so that got a 3. The gore on the outside of the ring looked nice. I forget whether that was Jimmy or Jay. I still can't tell them apart. Even though with their new heel gimmick, like it seems like one of them wears like a jacket and the other doesn't. But I still can't tell them apart. So Rhino gored one of the Usos, and then that led to the other Uso getting gored for the win. And that was how that match ended. That got a 3. Now, second deepest match. Becky Lynch did not compete. I got a text message. Okay. Get rid of that. Alright. So, Becky Lynch versus Naomi. Or, I'm sorry. I just botched that. Sin Cara. Naomi versus Alexa Bliss. Becky Lynch was injured at a live event. I'm assuming maybe the Saturday or Friday before Sunday's event yesterday. And they announced on they announced at the pay-per-view, the announcers did, they said that the match would happen on SmackDown. So, I don't know if, maybe it'll happen tomorrow. Maybe it'll happen 2-3 weeks from now. I would assume maybe soon. I would assume soon because you have the whole 30-day rule. That doesn't apply to Brock Lesnar for some reason. What up, Steve? But anyway, Naomi versus Alexa Bliss was a 3. Like, I give matches 3s if they're not bad, but if they're what they need to be. It's just average. It was average. I do question Naomi winning. I question Naomi winning that match last night, and I'll tell you why. Alexa Bliss is the #1 contender for the women's title on SmackDown, okay? Now, okay, Becky Lynch didn't wrestle. Fine. You can put Naomi in the place of Becky Lynch. I'm cool with that. But Alexa Bliss needed to go over. Having her lose to Naomi made no sense at all. Why would you have your #1 contender lose to someone who's not even in the title picture? It doesn't make any sense. If Becky Lynch is not there, Alexa could have cut the promo that she did, which was fine. Becky's not here because I hurt her, and whatever she said. The promo, I was more looking at Alexa Bliss because she's very easy on the eye. So I wasn't paying attention to what she said in the promo. But the promo was basically, I hurt you, you're not here. That promo was fine. But then to have her lose to someone who's not even in the title contention makes no sense at all. Now, if you're going to have a triple threat match with Naomi later on down the line, then that's fine if that's what they're going to do. But then if you have Alexa Bliss face Becky Lynch, let's just say tomorrow, and let's just say Alexa Bliss takes the title, it's meaningless because she lost to someone who's not even in title contention. And maybe I'm overthinking it. But that's what I do with these videos. I overanalyze things, and that's the point of me making these videos, of analyzing it and reviewing and giving my opinion. So if I'm overthinking it, then whatever. That was a dumb decision. That was a dumb decision to have Alexa Bliss lose last night to Naomi. And speaking of dumb fucking decisions. I can't think of a better fucking segue. I'm going to talk about AJ, Cena, and Dean now. Okay? But let me tell you why I've decided to save this match for last. Let me tell you guys why I did that. Because it's for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Okay? Or the SmackDown Heavyweight title. Let's just shorten that for a minute. Okay? We're just going to shorten that. Your WWE champion or Universal Champion for Raw or whatever it is. Your Heavyweight Championship or champion or championship. I'm getting pissed. I can't even get my thoughts together. Let me get my thoughts together first. That is your main title. That is, in my opinion, and my humble opinion, because, you know, I'm just a man just like anybody else. Everyone can form their opinions. That heavyweight title should be the main event or the main focus of any pay-per-view, any Raw, any SmackDown, Sunday Night Heat. I don't give a fuck. That is your main title, okay? That should be the main focus. That should be the main event. Now, if you want to bump subscription numbers, I get that. I totally understand. And they probably thought, let's get some subscription numbers up. Let's just put the main event on first, and let's just get the numbers up to get people to order the network. That's cool. And Steve just brought up a good point. If you wanted to go and oppose an NFL in the debate, that is another good reason for doing it. Steve, I do get that. I don't know what. There was a lot of NFL games on last night. I'm not sure what was on during that hour. I know I watched the Broncos game. I watched the Steelers game, and I watched a little bit of the Patriots and the Browns. So that was during the day. I'm not sure what game was on, but Steve, you brought up the debate, and I'm not really a political person. I don't like to discuss politics, but since you brought up the debate, I will give my opinion. I'm still not going to say who I'm voting for or whatever. Me personally, I watched snippets of the last debate, okay, because Raw was on and the debate was on. So I watched snippets of the debate, and to be honest with you, from what I heard, it was just Hillary and Trump insulting each other instead of focusing on the issues. So when I saw that, I'm like, okay, what up, Matt? I'm just gonna go back to watching Monday Night Raw. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to two grown ass adults insult each other, which is what they did during that Monday Night Raw. So I switched back over to Raw and I watched Raw for the rest of the night. Now, based on that alone, based on what I saw from the previous debate, I wasn't about to miss a pay-per-view event to watch two grown adults insult each other instead of focusing on the issues. So me as a viewer and a hardcore wrestling fan, or the WWE fan, I'm going to watch the pay-per-view. I didn't even want to entertain Hillary and fucking Trump bickering and fighting like elementary children, because that's what they were doing in the last debate. So, again, Steve, I get you, what you're saying of why they did that. You know, that was a one point that I didn't think of with the debate in the NFL game. But back to my rant. It's the WWE Championship, okay? The subscription numbers, the debate, NFL game, fuck that. That is your main title. That should be the focus. And there are times If there are events where it's not been the main focus and it's not been the main event that I was okay with, and I'll give two examples right off the top of my head. WrestleMania 28, the last match on was Rock and Cena. I'm cool with that, and I'll tell you why. Because that match took a fucking year to build up. Alright? It took a whole year to build up. Mixed with Twitter and social media, which was, okay, which you gotta do that because The Rock wasn't there. Whatever. It took a whole year to build that up. Now, that being said, CM Punk and Chris Jericho for the WWE Championship was clearly miles better than Rock and Cena. It was a much better match. And honestly, if that would have went on last, I wouldn't have batted an eye. But with you, just no way that you couldn't put Rock and Cena on last. Because they built that match up for a year. I understand that. WrestleMania 26, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, is Shawn fucking Michaels. No explanation needed. Moving on. Well, okay. Well, and also, I'll give an explanation for that. I'm a Shawn Michaels mark, so. I have another. Let's get rid of that. Where was I at? That's why I can't do Facebook Live, because I get notifications and then I get lost. Shawn Michaels and Taker. Yeah, there's no explanation needed for that. It's Shawn Michaels, but I will give one. You know, Shawn Michaels Undertaker for WrestleMania 25 was in the middle of the show, and then you had to follow that with Cena, Big Show, and Edge, and then Triple H and Orton. And the crowd was just dead for both those matches. So they figured, fuck it, we're not going to make that same mistake. We're going to put Michaels and Taker as the main event. That being Michaels' last match versus Taker's, Michaels' career versus Taker's streak, I get it. That should be the main event. I've reviewed WrestleMania 11, where you had fucking Lawrence Taylor and Bam Bam Bigelow as the main event. And I'm just getting nauseous thinking about that. But if you want to watch my rant on that, I'll post it in the link below. And you could watch WrestleMania 9 or watch my review on WrestleMania 9. And you could watch my rant about that. And you'll probably hear a similar rant to what you're hearing now. Last night, that match was amazing. I mean, AJ, Cena, and Dean Ambrose put on an amazing contest. It was. I gave it a 4. If WWE's plan was to get subscription numbers up by having that match go on first, they may have accomplished that. Or, I mean, if more people subscribed knowing that that was going to kick off, then congratulations, WWE, for getting your numbers up. Okay, I cannot fault you for that. But when you have people that have, and I know it's a work, but when you have people that have wrestled for that championship and put their blood, sweat, and tears into performing for that title, and then and them doing that in the main event spot, and then you take that same title and then you put it at the beginning of a pay-per-view, it makes the title look worthless, whether it's a prop or not. To the people in the business, it's just a prop. We get that. But to the WWE universe, to the little kids sitting in a crowd, that, to them, it's not. It's real to them. So you need to treat that title as the ultimate prize. Triple H said it in an interview, and I don't remember what DVD it was. I don't remember where I heard Triple H say this at, but I don't want to fuck up his quote, but it went something along the lines of having the heavyweight title not as the main event of the show pisses on every single person that has held that title and has wrestled for that title. And I completely agree with Triple H 100%. That title needs to be the main event. It should be the main event, because as far as I'm concerned, yes, that WWE heavyweight title, that particular title, is still the WWE title to me, because that particular title was infused with the World Heavyweight title back at TLC 2013 or 13 with Orton and Cena. So just because it's the SmackDown title, it's still the WWE Championship. Okay? Now you got the Universal title on Raw, which is just the Universal title, I guess, whatever. But that's still your main That's still your main title for Raw. So if something else other than that main event, and the thing is with the Universal title, you really want that to be the main event of your first Raw pay-per-view, which it was. And you really want to establish that as that important of a title to main event because it's a new title. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Hell in a Cell, I guess it was announced last night, which something else that didn't really bother me, but intrigued my questioning, or it just intrigued me, I guess, or intrigued me to question it, is why the fuck the Raw pay-per-view was even advertised last night on SmackDown pay-per-view. If we're really gonna buy this idea that Raw and SmackDown are separate, then you need to start advertising your competition's pay-per-views. I mean, Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens was just randomly just thrown up there as a graphic. It wasn't even announced on Raw. Which I'm not even watching Raw tonight because I'm actually going to the midnight launch for WWE 2K17. But yeah, I gave AJ Cena and Dean Ambrose a 4 in fantastic match. Those three gel very well together. I would like to see those three again. I would like to see another triple threat match. It was that good. I gave it a 4. As far as which match was better, Ziggler and Dolph or the triple threat, I'm not going to lie. I gave the triple threat a 4. I lowered it. Only the match placement lowered that rating for me. It did. I might have tied it with Ziggler and Miz. And I might have gave it a 4.5 and just tied it. But I gave it a 4. I dropped it down to a 4 because of the match placement. The match placement was off. If you would have taken Bray and Orton, which I guess I haven't talked about yet, but there's really nothing to talk about with that. But if you would have put, maybe not put Bray and Orton at the beginning of the show, if you would have maybe put the triple threat last, leave Miz and Dolph where it was, and put Bray maybe, I don't know, maybe where Corbin and Swagger was, or just nix Corbin and Swagger together, honestly. If you just put Bray and Orton anywhere else on that card, anywhere except at the beginning or the end, preferably in the middle, maybe after Miz and Dolph, that would have been fine. And as much as I like Luke Harper, Luke Harper was always one of my favorite members of the Wyatts, and as much as I like Luke Harper, and as much as I was happy to see Luke Harper return last night, Luke Harper returning, and this is not a knock on the performer at all, but Luke Harper returning is not big enough to justify closing the show on. It's not. And that's just my opinion. And I like Luke Harper. I fuck with Luke Harper. I do. Luke Harper, like I said, is my favorite member of the Wyatt. Yeah. I love Luke Harper. Absolutely. I love his work. I love what he does. I love the fact that he can move as well as he does, given the fact that he's a huge man and he moves around like a cruiserweight. I love it. But seeing him return to close the show is just not enough. And I'll even give you an example. I can't even remember the pay-per-view that he returned at before. But it was when Bray Wyatt fought Ryback. And I'm thinking that was Payback or something. Or it might not have been Ryback. I forget who Bray Wyatt fought. I think it was Ryback. But Luke Harper was wearing a hoodie, and he was just kind of just super kicked Ryback. And that match kicked off the show, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the WWE title should have main evented. And at the very least, if you're gonna have the triple threat open up, to again, I'm just assuming, and I'm probably giving them too much credit, but I'm just assuming again, open up that match is gonna up the subscription numbers. You go unopposed to the NFL game or the debate, as Steve Fish said in the comments. If you're gonna do that, if those 3 reasons are the reasons why they did it, then I could almost be okay with it. If you wouldn't have had Bray Wyatt and Orton main event, you could have had Dolph and Miz, or Dolph and Miz main event last night. And I can think of 2 reasons for why that could have main evented last night. The story, in my opinion, actually more than 2 reasons. I'm just gonna start rambling off reasons, but the two reasons that I thought of is, for one, that elevates the Intercontinental title, having that close the pay-per-view, because the last time that happened was SummerSlam '92 in Wembley Stadium with British Bulldog and Bret Hart. Or I guess you can include Backlash 2001, where it was the Brothers of Destruction, Undertaker and Kane versus Austin and Triple H, with the WWF Intercontinental and Tag titles on the line. I guess that technically you can count that too. But you could have had Dolph and Miz main event, because they'll elevate the Intercontinental title. And with Dolph winning, that feel-good moment, I could see the pay-per-view just ending with Dolph holding the title in the air and the music going and the fans going wild. That could have been a good way to end the pay-per-view. But when you end it with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, which the match, I gave that a 2.5 because it was less than average. When you end with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, and then you just have a lame interference with Luke Harper just standing there with his tongue out, and yeah, which was cool. I did mark out for it. But then you see Orton go into the Sister Abigail, and then that's just it. It's like, I sat there watching No Mercy at the end of it, like, really? Like, this is how we're ending the pay-per-view, just with Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper? Like, is that the biggest story? And yes, James, that is the reason why the Raw thread is not up, because I am reviewing No Mercy from last night. That's why the Raw thread's not up. But I'm actually wrapping up this video, and I'm about to get the Raw thread up there right now. But, yeah. All the ratings, Corbin Swagger 2.8, Nikki, Carmella 3.2, Orton Wyatt 3.5, Miz 4.5. Tag title match 3, Becky Lynch versus Naomi 3, the match that should have been the fucking main event 4. Average rating 3.2. So it was a pretty average show. Again, the triple threat and the Intercontinental title matches were the high ratings that got that overall rating to be a 3.2. Everything else was pretty much average at best. So I am slacking. But I wanted to get this No Mercy review done before Raw was on. So, but yeah, that's basically my overall rating, 3.2. Compared to Backlash, Backlash was better. I think I did give Backlash a 3.2 based on the ratings, but I still think that Backlash was better than No Mercy. Let's see what Raw does tonight. Let's see how they build to Hell in a Cell, given that it's 3 weeks away, which is great, because I don't have to do another review in 2 weeks like I've been doing for the past 3 pay-per-views. So I have 3 weeks to prepare this time. I'm still taking requests, though. If you want me to do a show, listen in the comments below. Old WWF, old WCW, old even ECW, WWE, doesn't matter. I'll watch it, I'll review it, and I'll give my thoughts. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got. 3.2 overall rating out of 5 for No Mercy 2016. So I'm about to get ready for this launch. And I'm probably going to watch Monday Night Raw on delay. So, you guys have a wonderful night. I'm Warren. I'm signing off.